Let me hear that heartbeat, let me feel that heartbeat, let me touch your heartbeat. Yeah, baby, yeah. Welcome back to another hot episode of a very special podcast. This is the podcast where you talk about all your favorite TV series from yesteryear, oh yeah. And then, we discuss it over a morning glass of coffee. And I'm Patrick M. Dunn. Yes, perhaps you know me. And I'm joined here, as always, by the, up and at 'em early once and on time for once, Kat Halstead, the author. She's cracking me into shape this week.
Okay, first of all, let's be real. I'm usually the one, cracking the whip around here.
Well, I meant, I'm usually, waking your ass up, dragging you out of bed, pulling you by your hair.
Okay, to, be fair, there's 2 hour time difference between us.
That is true. However, I'm usually you need to hurry up, girl, you need to hurry up. And now you're, pre-podcast, you're just, yelling at me 10 minutes ago. You're the one rushing me. And
I was like, are you up? If anybody just, saw that message, they would think I was booty calling you across the country.
Oh, I know.
Oh, my God.
Oh, hold on. We got, a weird message from our gal pal, Heather, today, who, she found one of our fans on the internet by accident? What?
Yeah. Apparently, in one of her, Disney theme park groups, they were talking about something and she mentioned us and somebody got all excited and we were like, wait, what? More than 4 people listen to us?
Is this a love connection?
Ooh.
Let's ship Heather and the other fan. I don't even know who it is. Oh, can we say that person's name?
Yeah, why not? I don't know why we couldn't.
Okay. We'll welcome this person to the Katy Pats officially.
Tyler. His name is Tyler.
Tyler the fan. Welcome to the Katy Pats. This is your debutante's ball. We're gonna dress you up in a nice gown. Maybe get drunk at the ceremony. You'll have to storm off like Misha Barton in the OC, and Ryan Atwood will have to drive you home. And then you guys will stop at the mall and steal some nail polish remover or something. Call back to I don't know, one of our first season episodes.
Forever ago.
Yeah, we have to do the OC again. I don't know. I miss that. I miss that world. Miss you, Misha.
It's on the list.
I know.
The big general list that's not written down.
On a scale of 1 out of 5, hot mess Mishas, breaking down in Los Angeles somewhere and just having a mental breakdown. How excited are you for her on the new season of The Hills?
As someone who never watched The Hills, I might actually watch The Hills.
What? You've never seen The Hills, ever? Not even by accident?
I might have caught, a clip here and there.
Oh, God. We need to...
Mostly, Heidi and Spencer crap.
All right. We need to stop the podcast right now. Go online, find, all, 5 seasons of it, and just binge watch it. And then we'll meet back here in, 24 hours. We'll meet back here in 24 hours, and we'll just fucking catch up.
I was never really, an Elsie girl. I was more of a Kristen girl.
Shout out to Kristen Calamari, friend of the show.
What's funny is I read Lauren Conrad's books that she wrote, her fiction books.
I'm just going to throw this out there. I never watched Laguna Beach, or, I don't know, was there 2 Laguna Beaches? Was there 2 eras of Laguna Beach?
Yeah, there's 2 eras of Laguna Beach.
All right, well, I never watched Laguna Beach. However, I did dip into The Hills, and I don't know, I was just I was part of that world for a little bit. I didn't see the final season when Elsie was gone. Mm-hmm. I caught up on the blogs. I think TV Without a Pity or something caught me up. But I don't know, it's been a couple of years. My memory's a little fuzzy. I still follow the gals on Instagram though. Shout out to Whitney Port. How are you? How you doing? Call us. Send us a hot tweet. But I am super excited about the reboot, so I don't know. Can't wait to see Misha hang out with them. Maybe they'll smoke pot in the back of her convertible. Who knows? Who knows what'll happen?
Well, it is legal in California now.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe they'll stop at a dispensary and get some CBD oil and, I don't know, take care of their swelling.
Californians, that means you don't have to come to Colorado anymore. You can stay there.
Well, I don't know. I would kind of like a little spin-off of Misha Barton drives through your fucking hometown and you guys bump into each other at fucking Dutch Brothers Coffee. You guys just chat for a few hours. Talk about Ben McKenzie and fucking Adam Brody. Is that his name? Not Adam Brody.
Yes, Adam Brody.
I always confuse him and Adrian Brody. I don't know. I think it's just the brodiness.
Oh my gosh. No, Adam Brody's looking good these days, is all I'm gonna say.
Where's he been? I haven't seen him in a bit.
He was just in a new movie. He was in Shazam.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah.
He is actually going to be in the season finale of Single Parents.
Oh.
Playing Leighton Meester's ex.
Oh.
Who is her baby daddy.
Oh.
Which is hilarious because they're married in real life, yada yada. All that fun stuff.
I don't know. Still not a Leighton Meister? Is that her name? Leighton Meister?
Meester.
Still not a fan. Sorry, girl.
She's freaking hilarious. Have you stopped to watch Single Parents yet?
No, you keep telling me about it. I will say, hold on. So I'm in a hot Veronica Mars rewatch right now, and Leighton Meester is in a couple episodes. She plays Carrie Bishop. Mm-hmm. Spoiler alert: she dies in the Veronica Mars movie, but she's played by a different actress, so it's not actually Leighton in it. But I don't know. Maybe she'll come back in the reboot. Maybe she'll be back in the Veronica reboot. Come back as a ghost. Maybe as a ghost. As a spooky ghost and just haunt Veronica and help her with her mysteries. All right. I'm excited about what we're doing tonight. What about you, girl? What about you?
You know I'm excited. It's one of my absolute favorite shows.
I know. You know what? I almost tweeted this, but I tweeted this 2 summers ago and I got a lot of fucking hate, but I'm just going to throw this out there. I think Mad About You is better than Seinfeld. I'm sorry, better than Seinfeld.
Oh my god. Okay, so I love Seinfeld. I adore Seinfeld.
Yeah.
But man, give me some Mad About You, and I am just, I really just want to sit and watch Mad About You all day long.
Yeah, I feel like I'm part of the family. I feel like I'm fucking Jamie and Paul's, long-lost cousin or something.
You're just, one of the random cousins, and you show up at, these events, and you're just, watching your crazy family.
Yeah, I know. I feel like...
And it's amazing.
You know what? I feel like if I ever, ran into George, Jerry, Kramer, or Elaine, they would make fun of me. That, they would just give me a wacky nickname and just fucking hate me and, I don't know, do something, just wrong me. But I feel like Jamie and Paul, that, if I ran into them, they'd invite me back to their apartment, maybe we play some Parcheesi or something. Who knows? Listen to some, jazz music. You
would be part of the group. It just, oh, God, I love this show so much.
It's the best. It's great. So that's what we're doing tonight. For the second time, this is our second time doing it?
This is our second time. We did one of my favorite Thanksgiving episodes a couple years ago.
Giblets for Murray, I believe is what it's called.
Yes, Giblets for Murray.
Yeah, but tonight, we're going all the way back to season 2, a 1994 ep. We're doing an episode, Paul is Dead, which kind of reminds me of the Beatles, the little Beatles mystery, in which everyone thought Paul McCartney died and was replaced with a clone. I
was just, reading about that, too, because, I was like, how did that even, spread?
I don't know. How did the Avril Lavigne's as a clone spread? Who knows?
I still don't know. I've done a deep dive into that one, and I still don't get it.
Listen to my side pod, Red, White, and Mystery Stories. There might be a future Paul is Dead episode coming up, so who knows? So we might explain everything, girl. So this is a season 2 episode. It aired on January 6th, 1994, on a Thursday. Yeah, this is part of the illustrious must-see TV Thursday lineup for this season, I think.
Okay, so this is when it was still on Thursdays.
Yeah, I believe, was this the last season it was on Thursday, then it got ushered off to Tuesday?
No, didn't it end up on Mondays? I thought it was a Monday show.
I think initially it was on Thursdays, because I remember it was on at the same time as The Simpsons during its first and second season, so it was a dilemma. I never knew what show to watch. And then I think the following fall, Friends came out.
Yeah.
So that replaced Mad About You. You probably either went to Monday or Tuesday. I think it flipped and flopped between the two.
Because I'm pretty sure it ended on a Monday, but I could be wrong.
I don't know. I feel like it got moved around a lot, and it was hard to keep track of, especially in the last 2 or 3 seasons.
Yeah.
Whatever gaps NBC had in the schedule. They did that with fucking Third Rock from the Sun too, and all their other shows they eventually did dirty too. Sorry, the Peacock is an evil network. But I don't know. Right now though, we're in its fucking prime though. We're in prime era must-see TV.
Yes.
I'm excited about tonight's night of television. You want to get into tonight's wild night of television?
Yes. Yes.
All right.
Queen, yes.
All right, we get a lot of shows that aren't with us anymore. We get a lot of shows that are iconic shows. We get some special events tonight. There's so much going on. So you want to...
Oh my God. I'm giddy with excitement.
All right. So we're going to start off with the alphabet, ABC, and 8 p.m. This is a show that it was only on for one season. It starred our girl, Georgia Fox, who went on to be on ER, but before ER, she was on a show called Missing Persons.
Okay.
I don't remember this, but this was an American crime drama set in Chicago. It followed a fictitious missing persons unit, and each episode usually following the investigation into 3 or more missing person cases.
Okay.
It's probably like a Law and Order-y type show. It just followed around a squad, and I don't know.
It's probably like something you would find on CBS today.
Yeah, I don't know. This is like ABC's turn. You know what? CBS was like totally like Diagnosis Murder at this point in time. So
yeah.
You ready for ABC 9 o'clock?
Yes.
All right. This is exciting. I didn't watch this, but I think we were in that era where post Nancy Kerrigan, Tanya Harding, the U.S. Figure Skating Championship men's long program. So this is like the men's turn tonight, I guess. I don't know.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, the early 90s, like figure skating was all the rage. I don't know why.
It was amazing.
Yeah, it's the fucking it was the strangest phenomenon, and it's like still big today. Like no one is into it, and then all of a sudden like the Olympics rolls around, and all of a sudden like everyone's fucking into it. That and curling.
Okay, so like true story. When I was a little kid, like Christy Yamaguchi was like my hero.
Oh yeah, she was like an idol. She was like an American Idol.
We had to do like. I remember in art class, we had to, like, draw, like, a famous person or something, and I drew Christy Yamaguchi in pastels. It was probably really bad.
Remember,
but I was really proud of it.
Did your school ever get weekly readers, those little, like, newspaper things?
Yes.
I remember, it was probably a few months after the Olympics that she was in, so it was probably, like, 93, probably 94, I don't even know, but...
No, not 94, because she didn't compete that year. She... was in 92.
Oh, that was the year they would do it at the same time as the Summer Olympics, right? Was that weird?
Yeah, that was when they were like, they did the reset of the times. That's why everything got wonky.
I want to say, so like winter 92, she was in the Olympics, and then like, I don't know, maybe May, like a few months later, like near the end of the school year, Weekly Reader came along and they had a special like Christy Yamaguchi issue, and it was just like 3-page interview with her, and I was fucking like so enthralled in like her life, and I was like, wow, Christy Yamaguchi's an amazing person. And then I literally have not seen her or heard from her since, but I think about it all the time. Like every now and then, I'm like, I wonder what Christy Yamaguchi's up to these days.
I believe she went and did the Ice Capades.
Oh.
And she did Dancing with the Stars.
Oh, she did?
Yeah.
You know what they should have done? The year they had like Nancy Kerrigan on, they should have had like a figure skating edition. They should have had like fucking Christy Yamaguchi, Tanya Harding, Brian Boitano. Who's that other dude? Jonathan. Who's the Jonathan guy? What's his name?
Johnny Weir?
Yeah, Johnny Weir. They should have had him on it. Like a little like figure skating edition. Would have been great. Call me ABC. I got ideas, girl. I got ideas.
Yeah, I believe she was on Dancing with Stars. I think she was paired up with Mark Ballas.
Who won that season? Do you know? Do you remember?
She won.
Oh my God, girl's a star. Girl's a fucking not only a star, but she's a winner. Fucking winner, chicken dinner.
Yeah, she won the 6th season.
God damn you, girl. You know what? Call us. Fucking tweet us at very podcast and fucking be on the show with us and talk about what it was like to interview do an interview with Weekly Reader in 1992. Tell us all about it.
And this is like the Samantha Harris days.
Top 3 Christy Yamaguchi moments. Number 3, winning Dance with the Stars. Number 2, being in the Olympics. Number 1, top moment of her life, being interviewed by the Weekly Reader. That's all I gotta say. Fucking, there's nowhere. That's like, she set the bar right there. You ready for ABC 10 o'clock?
Yeah, what's on at 10 o'clock?
I know. I'm sorry for that Christy Yamaguchi corner, but it was long overdue. But ABC 10
It had to happen.
Yeah. All right, ABC 10 o'clock. You know what? And I bet you Christy Yamaguchi was on the show at one point in time. Primetime Live.
Ooh, I loved me some Primetime Live back in the day.
That was Diane Sawyer's gig, right? That was Diane's. Yeah, shout out to Diane Sawyer. She got all the hard-hitting interviews, like Michael Jackson and Christy Yamaguchi, probably. The
family with the, 8 kids, the Dilly Quintuplets or whatever.
Oh, yeah. I forgot.
Whatever happened to those kids?
I don't know. You know what? I bet you they have a podcast. I'll search Apple Podcasts later to see if I can find them. You know, and maybe we can have a crossover episode. We can find out what their favorite TV shows are. You ready to go over the Tiffany Network? You ready for CBS?
Yeah, what's over on CBS?
We've talked about this show. It's on Amazon Prime. I saw it on there the other day, and I'm like, ooh, I might actually get into this, because we've talked about this a bunch of times. It stars our boy toy, Carol O'Connor, in the heat of the night.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking about going into this world and just, I don't know, going down to Alabama. Is that where it takes place somewhere? Like Mississippi or something.
Yeah, somewhere in the South.
Yeah, go down to the deep South, get some fucking jambalaya, and hang out with fucking Archie, the crime solver. He left Edith Bunker. He sold the bar. He moved to fucking Sippy, Mississippi. Fucking, maybe he has himself a steamboat and just fucking solves murders on the bayou. I don't know. I'm just like totally.
I don't think that's what happens in it, but
I don't know.
Oh, can we for a hot, quick second talk about the Norman Lear thing on ABC coming up in May?
Oh, yeah. Speaking of Archie Bunker, speaking of our old boy toy Archie Bunker, I'm excited for this. We might have to do it. We might have to do like a special.
There's like so much like to wrap. Like we went to bed one night and the world was just normal. And then we wake up the next morning and Jimmy Kimmel and Norman Lear producing a reboot one night only version of All in the Family and the Jeffersons, and it's starring
it's like
Woody Harrelson as Archie Bunker
and Jamie Foxx as the Jefferson dude.
Yeah, is this George Jefferson? Like, what world did we wake up in?
Do you know what I did? I fucking woke up. I saw that fucking DM that you forwarded to me. I went into my fucking bathroom, grabbed out my first aid kit, checked my fucking temperature to make sure I wasn't having a fever dream. I was like, is this a fever dream? Am I Don Draper murdering fucking like a whore so fucking Megan Draper doesn't catch me? Like, what's going on?
What is life?
I know. I was like, well, I'm fucking excited for this. And I hope they don't edit it for today's audience. I want like an old script. I want some fucking like dirty fucking Archie Bunker fucking raw. I want like raw of the times.
Yeah.
Like, come on, girl. Come on. Don't fucking soften this for today's audience.
Yeah, don't.
I want there to be a fucking scandal on Twitter. I want Twitter to be in an uproar over this. Can't wait for it.
I want Twitter to lose their fucking shit and then realize how fucking stupid it is to lose their shit over this stuff all the time.
Fuck you, millennials. But listen to us. Listen to us. All right.
We will teach you the ways, millennials.
All right. You ready for CBS 9 o'clock?
Yeah, it was on at 9.
All right. Eye to Eye with Connie Chung.
Okay, so we had Connie Chung versus Diane Sawyer, eh?
Yeah, it was a fucking battle of the news magazine shows. I don't know. I never really was into Connie Chung, and she didn't really do it for me. I don't know why. Wasn't a fan.
Like, I feel like Connie Chung kind of disappeared right around. Like, she's kind of, like, stepped back from the spotlight around the time we really started getting into watching the news or watching stuff like a news magazine.
Yeah. She didn't have that, like...
You know what I mean?
She had that short-lived one that she did with Maury Povich. It was, like, that weird show on, like, I don't know, CNN or one of those channels?
CNBC or something.
Yeah. All I remember is they used to have a little, like, bit called Pros and Cons that I just thought was great. I think about that like once a month. I'm like, oh my god, that's such.
They're adorable.
Oh my god, I hope they have a podcast. Like they have to do a fucking podcast. I would listen to it. I would listen to that, the fucking Gilly Quintuplets podcast.
Sextuplets. There's only 6 of them. I looked it up.
Oh, there's only 6 of them.
But still.
Remember that fucking Andy Richter show, like the Quintuplets or something, that was on Fox for a little while?
Yeah.
They had that show and like the Method Man and Redman show. Like I missed that boat. And I'm just like, God, I wish I watched that.
Fun fact, I think one of Dream Man's first acting jobs was like a waiter on that show.
On fucking the Quintuplets?
Yeah.
Oh, did you just drop a hint of Dream Man's identity?
I might have, but...
Oh, God.
I think the people who care either A, know, or B, have figured it out.
Mystery Twitter, you got yourselves a new clue. Get ready. I just picture that like that girl with the magnifying gif. She's fucking snooping around. All right. You ready for CBS 10 o'clock?
Yeah, it was on at 10.
Oh my god. I'm fucking excited about this show. I don't know. I've never heard of this until fucking like an hour ago when I just did the research. Are you familiar with a show called Second Chances?
Possibly.
All right. This show was on for 2 years. It was a drama television series, like a primetime soap. And the cast had Megan Follows, Jennifer Lopez, and Michelle Phillips was in it. And it was just kind of like a nighttime soap opera. It did all right in the ratings, but on January 17th, 1994, the Northridge earthquake struck, damaged the show's sets, and CBS, like, they didn't have the money to, like, rebuild the set, so they just canceled the show, and they just did, like, a spin-off.
Oh, my God.
They just created a new show with, like, half the cast called Hotel Malibu, like, that premiered the next fall. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know, fucking wild stuff. I don't know. But I don't... I don't remember.
Fuck, I am looking this up, and I'm going to watch every episode I can get my hands on.
Yeah, I'm like Jennifer Lopez and Megan Follows and Michelle Phillips in a show together? What?
Ray Wise? Connie Selica?
Matt Salinger?
Oh my god. Oh.
Oh, and another reason why the show was canceled too is because Connie Selica and Megan Follows were both pregnant, and they were like too far along like in their pregnancy. Mm-hmm. And so, like, the set was destroyed, they were pregnant, and, like, CBS was like, oh, my God, we can't fucking deal with this shit, and just fucking can the show, so.
Damn you, CBS.
Yeah, I don't know. They had to make room for Diagnosis Murder, fucking TV movies the following year. Who knows? You ready? You ready for Peacock? You ready to end the night?
Yeah, let's hit up the Peacock.
Things kick off with NBC 8 o'clock with Mad About Ya, which we're about to get into. Mad About Ya. All right. And hold on. This whole fucking night is lit. The show that's coming up next, we just recently talked about adding this to our list. Wings.
Yes! Oh, Wings.
And CBS 9 o'clock. I mean, why do I keep fucking doing that? NBC 9 o'clock?
I don't know.
Any guesses this? NBC 9 o'clock Thursday night?
1994, Seinfeld.
Yeah. Do you know the episode The Stall?
Yes.
Has Jamie Gertz in it and Dan Cortez.
Yes.
Elaine's like peeing and the person next door runs out of like toilet paper.
Well, give her Eddie. She doesn't have a square to spare.
Shout out to Jamie Gertz and Dan Cortez being on the same episode though. Like, who knew? Two bankable stars of the 90s in fucking one night.
Yeah.
NBC 9:30, we're in the era where Frasier was king. Frasier fucking ruled the 9:30 spot. Cheers is over.
Hot damn.
And Frasier's just, I don't know, taking the mantle until, I don't know, probably like the following year they probably moved it, right? Mm-hmm. Who knows? I can't remember, to be honest with you. All right. NBC, 10 o'clock, a Thursday night. It's not ER. Any guesses what it might be?
I'm shook.
I don't know, like, I was reading, I had to double check to make sure that, like, I wasn't having a fever dream. But hold on. For some reason.
Hold on. I need a moment to process this concept.
Because ER was already out.
Okay.
It's already, maybe they were taking like a break, but hold on. For some reason, on a Thursday night, in a winter night, January 6th, 1994, there was an episode of Homicide: Life on the Streets on.
What?
You know what? I was thinking, because that was like a Friday night staple, so maybe they were trying to like garner interest, and maybe they moved it over for a couple weeks while like maybe ER was taking a break, like a winter break. And
was it like an episode where they crossed over with Law and Order?
I don't know. I mean, I didn't really look into like what was on, but it could have been like maybe like the night before.
And they wanted to make it a 2-night event and not spread it over.
Yeah, because Homicide: Life in the Streets, great show, but it was never like a runaway hit. It was just kind of this little show.
Yeah,
it had its fans, it had its adoring fans, and enough to keep it going year to year, but. They eventually had to call it quits, and they carried over Detective Munch. He moved from Baltimore. He moved to New York City. He joined the Special Victims Unit, and I don't know. He stayed there till he retired.
Probably more like 5, because our concept of time is now fucked.
Yeah, and I believe this year is the 20th year anniversary, or we're coming up to the 20th year anniversary of SVU.
We're coming up on it or something, which is insane.
And I think. They're finally going to beat the original OG Law and Order run this year? Is that
yes, they are.
And Mariska Hargitay says she has no fucking intentions of quitting. So, girl,
yep,
work it, girl. I'm just going to throw this out there. I haven't seen SVU in like 4 years.
I honestly cannot. I don't think I have actually like sat down to watch SVU since before Elliot left.
Yeah, I don't know. The post,
like, there's that weird time where Mariska was pregnant and gone, and Elliot had that weird female partner that had a thing for him.
Oh, yeah,
and they kissed, and I was like, no, if you're gonna get with a partner, you're supposed to get with Olivia.
The post-Stabler episodes, I don't know, never really into it, but I'll dip in here and there to see how it's doing, because I still like Finn stories, and I don't know, for a while I was into Munch stories, but I don't know, they're gone, and there's like a whole new like crop of people.
Yeah.
And I don't know, somebody's watching it because it's still a hot hit, but I don't know. But you know what? It is like, it's good entertainment. Like if, you need something to do for like 6 hours, just throw the fucking USA Network, and I'm sure there's a fucking Law and Order marathon on.
God, those were like my everything back in the day.
Yeah. I don't know. I wish they'd bring back Vincent D'Onofrio's character for like a hot episode or two.
Is he well enough to do it?
I mean, he just wrapped up Daredevil, so I mean, he's still alive.
I mean, I just remember reading like he was sick or something, and That's why he couldn't do SV or criminal intent or something.
I mean, I have like a running theory that fucking Vincent D'Onofrio is like actually like a secret serial killer, and he's fucking batshit insane. And I just been connecting the dots on my bulletin board with pieces of yarn for years, and I don't know. That's maybe he needed to go. Maybe he needed to go on a killing spree. That's why I had to leave Criminal Intent.
It's like, peace out, guys. I feel like that would have been a blind item already.
I don't know. Maybe he's good at covering his tracks. Maybe he's good at covering his tracks. You ready? You ready to solve the mystery of why Jamie and Paul's fucking bank cards are being declined?
I love this episode. I love this episode. This is just such a good episode. It's just so pure.
All right, so things kick off. We're in the famous Buchman apartment, and they're just chilling in the kitchen. Paul's like obsessed with the refrigerator, making a humming noise. Jamie's like worried about this like slight incline in the kitchen.
There is a slant in the floor.
All right, there's a spot at my workplace where the hallway like dips. There's a slight slant, and I always bring it up, and no one's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, stand right here. It's like, I don't know, like I feel like I dip. Like I walk in the spot and I dip, and then I come back up, and it's the fucking strangest thing.
Like, okay, in our last house, like my bedroom, there was legit like, there's like, you could see like this point on the floor where it like went up. Like there was like almost like an actual like
a tiny ramp.
Yeah, and like the floors at work where I work, there are definitely spots on the floor where you could feel like an ink, like there's just like this slight change to the level of the floor. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's like when they're building like the the base level of the floor, like the machine that like lays the cement like fucks up or something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I always like wonder it. And then but it's like weird. It's like, oh, you put like floorboards over it or carpeting, and I don't know, like the incline's still there. You're like, oh,
nobody notices. It's so weird.
No, it's like I always notice stuff like that because I'm like very aware of my gravitational pull, I guess. I don't know. So I always notice like where like rooms are lower, they raise. And I don't know. I'm just like aware of that. And a lot of people aren't. And I don't know. But some people like notice humming noises from refrigerators. I'm not like a
yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, like I lived in an apartment. I could always tell when the neighbors downstairs were slamming their door. Like I could feel that energy jolt through my body every damn time.
Oh, like you don't hear it, but you feel like
thought I was crazy.
You feel the energy coming up.
I could feel it, like yeah.
You feel it in your bones.
Like I would feel it like ripple through my body.
But I don't know. But Jamie and Paul have this pure argument, just this like actual argument that like couples have. Like couples don't argue like about like like most TV shows. They get into these like manufactured arguments, but Paul and Jamie, they get into arguments like what people actually argue over. Like,
yes,
Jamie's insistent that there's no humming noise that the refrigerator's making. Paul's like, there's no incline on the floor, and they're just like going back and forth on this. Jamie's
going like over the top with the incline. She's like, whoa, I love it.
I need to record a video of her like doing that thing where people look like they're like faking to walk down stairs, like that slide down. It's fucking great. I don't know. Like a part of me is like, you know what? I bet this was all like improvised, just the way it was done. Like it was like she just thought of it or something.
There's just something so pure between the way Helen Hunt and Paul Reiser interact with each other.
And if you watch them, like they laugh at each other. Like not like they don't break character and like break out into laughter, but you see like a smile in Paul's face.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just see like a twinkle in Jamie's eyes. Like it's like, oh, like you know what? They probably like went off script for like maybe like 15 seconds, and it was just great. And they kept it. They kept it in the episode.
Oh my god, I love it.
Fucking great. I don't know if that's true or not, but the show's so physical in like their interactions with each other, and just the way they feed off each other. So I don't know. It's like this show should be talked about by everybody, and for some reason it's not. Like it's just forgotten by time.
And then people are like, who wants this as a reboot? I'm like, fuck you assholes. I want this. I need to see more of Jamie and Paul. I need to see where they are now. I need to see how they're interacting now, how they're dealing with adult Mabel, because holy crap, Mabel's an adult by now.
Yeah, Mabel grew up to be Janine Garofalo.
Oh my god.
I hope they retcon that out of existence, though. I don't think I'm ready for Janine Garofalo as fucking Mabel.
Yeah, let's just pretend that never happened.
Yeah, maybe that's a Paul Reiser fever dream. They can just they can explain it away like they did with like the Will and Grace like reboot premiere. It was like fucking Karen was like high on pills or something.
They just need Paul to wake up in bed next to Jamie and be like, I had the wildest dream.
Yeah, he's like, oh, that I shouldn't have fucking drank all that whiskey last night, Jamie.
Like, maybe we should stop going to riffs and let Ursula be our waitress.
So the dilemma of the episode, we come back from that little like weird kitchen corner, and we come back from the theme song, and Jamie, it's like a Saturday. Jamie has the day off, and she just plans on catching up on like her chores that week. She needs a new bath mat because the bath mat they have is like raggedy as fuck. It's like losing its color. It's smelly. It's been fucking, I don't know. You know how bath mats get after a while? They just get fucking gross.
Yeah, they're not like easy to clean.
Like
some of them, depending on like what kind you get, and like they are not made to last forever.
No, and I don't know.
So you replace them every so often. It's not like they're super expensive or anything, you know? It's not the end of the world to have to replace it. So Jamie's, like, goal for the day is to get a new bath mat. That was really weird. You, like, this weird... Did aliens come? Are you playing music, or is that your dog, like, snoring?
No, someone, like, nearby is doing, like, yard work, and it's the dog snoring, so I think combined together with the internet, it sounds like fucking Fallon from Dynasty being abducted by aliens on the Colbys spinoff.
I was like, are aliens abducting me at the moment? Is this it? Is this going to be my last moments on Earth talking to Patrick about mad about you as aliens beat me up?
Well, because I think Jamie's just like, she was just trying to get like a gauge of how cold it was. She's like, is it like you need like a light winter jacket cold, or is it like freezing cold? And he's just like, it's nippy, like nippy. And he's like, we don't use that word enough, nippy. We need to use that word more often. And hold on. Fashion corner, I just want to point out that fucking Paul is rocking the fucking denim on denim right here. He's wearing a fucking denim jacket with like a sweatshirt underneath it, like a hoodie underneath it, and it's the same color denim as the jeans. And I don't know. People fucking talk about denim on denim like it's just like faux, like fashion faux pas, but I fucking love it. I don't know. Like that picture of Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake wearing fucking denim on denim is my fucking favorite picture of all time. I want that framed. I want that fucking framed. I want to commission an artist to like paint that, and I want to hang it on my wall right behind me.
I mean, I have the girl whose photo wallpaper is Justin Timberlake, Ryan Gosling, and Britney Spears at a club back in like 2001.
Denim on denim. That's all I gotta say.
I'm with you on that. Like, it's not the worst look. Like, I think it can be bad.
I mean, it didn't look that great on Paul. I mean,
it depends.
I mean, Paul's not the most fashionable man. He's kind of like, Paul is just like the ultimate dad, I guess. He has dad jokes.
He does have that vibe.
He has dad jokes, like the worst dad jokes. He dresses like just a dad who's just given up on life. Like, you know what? I'm like in my mid-30s now. I'm already married. I've been comfortably married for a few years. I got a wife who works. I just sit at home all day and work on my documentaries. So, you know what? I'm satisfied with my life. I'm satisfied. So I'm just gonna wear this like Sears, like softer side of Sears denim jacket. Go walk Murray. Maybe go down to the corner store, get myself the New York Post or something, and I don't know, just read the entertainment section, see if there's any cool like I don't know, student films that weekend that I can go see.
I mean, Paul works. He does work it. He just doesn't really like. When we see Paul working, he's usually in the editing bay, working on something.
And he's very cultured. I just want to point that out because he listens to like jazz music. Like because Jamie's trying to get him to go to the fucking like the home goods type store to look for bath mats, and he's just
the bath store.
And he's like, you know, it's fucking Saturday. I was already out. I was walking Murray. I went down, got myself a fucking like a salami sandwich, and I just want to chill now. And he like throws on like a jazz CD, and he's just like chilling. And Jamie's like really, really trying to get him to go, and he's just like, you know what? He's like, no matter what, you're not gonna make me feel guilty. Like you're like, because she's like, oh, you mean I'm gonna have to go to brunch alone? And he's like, no, that ain't gonna work on me, Jamie. And she leaves the apartment, and then she comes back like a minute later and just makes this like frowny face, and he's like, well, I best gotta go fucking put my shoes on. He's like, because I can't say no to that face. Can't say no to that face.
Well, we forgot that, like, he put on the music and the annoying British lady across the hall, like, immediately came over and
Oh, yeah. All right, so the second he fucking hits play, there's a knock at the door. It's the fucking British neighbor. I don't know, like, is she stalking them, the Buchmans?
That damn British neighbor. Ugh, she's the worst.
Does she have a name?
Probably. Hold on. Give me a hot second.
She looks like a Priscilla to me. I feel like she's a Priscilla. I don't know.
Hold on. I'm going to find it up. IMDb, here we come. Oh, she's Maggie.
She doesn't look like a Maggie? No way.
She's Maggie.
I'd never think of her. Oh, God.
Because it's Hal and Maggie.
She's not even like fun annoying neighbor. She's just like a horrible annoying neighbor. The worst. I don't know. I guess every show has its faults, right?
Well, here's the thing. She's like annoying and you don't find her really funny. You side with Jamie on how annoying this woman is.
She shows up at the most inconvenient times and
always has the most ridiculous complaints.
Yeah. But you know what though? I guess that's part of like apartment life is
I've had bad neighbors in apartments. You've had bad neighbors in apartments. It's just
your
way of life.
And you know what? No matter, it's like as soon as you make up your mind that you hate your like either your upstairs neighbor, your downstairs neighbor, or your immediate next door neighbor, that's it. It's final. Like you're never gonna have like a compromise. You're just always gonna hate that person. They stomp too loud on a fucking Saturday morning when you're just trying to fucking sleep out your hangover. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Fucking Paul listens to his fucking jazz records too loud. This woman's pissed, and she can't spy on her other neighbors because fucking Paul's music's too loud. Fucking Coltrane. Listen to fucking Coltrane's too loud, or Duke Ellington. What the fuck he's listening to? NPR. I don't know. It sounds like NPR background music.
Yeah,
So anyway, Paul gets suckered into going fucking to brunch and then shopping for a bath mat, and they decide to go to brunch first. They go to fucking the Ursula Cafe, whatever. I don't think does it have a name? Does the cafe have a name?
It's called Riffs.
It's what?
Riffs.
Riffs?
Riffs? RIFF. Yeah.
All right. Whatever. I don't know. I want to call it Ursula's Cafe. I have to, we have to talk about this. So there's a weird, like intersect between Mad About You and Friends.
Okay.
So Mad About You obviously came first, and Lisa Kudrow was like a recurring character. She played the role of Ursula, who was the waitress at this cafe that Jamie and Paul always went to. Obviously, this is pre-Friends. This episode is pre-Friends. So then like, a few months later, Lisa Kudrow landed the job of playing Phoebe.
Yeah.
And obviously this took up a lot of her time. She wasn't able to come over as Ursula anymore. However, retroactively, they just decided to make Ursula and Phoebe twins.
Yes.
They're like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just like combine these two shows.
Yes. It came up like in a Friends episode that Phoebe has a twin sister named Ursula.
Yeah, before the Marvel Cinematic Universe, there was the Must-See TV Televisionic Universe.
And it's part of that whole 90s NBC sitcom New York universe.
Fucking, you had like Kramer showed up on other shows.
And it was amazing.
Didn't Caroline in the City also exist in the same universe, I believe?
Caroline in the City, The Single Guy.
Murphy Brown, it even crossed fucking networks.
Yeah, it even crossed networks to Murphy Brown.
Whoa. So like all these people lived in New York. They all fucking were just an arm's reach away from each other. I don't know, like, you know what? Mm-hmm. I would love if like they could just fucking have like an episode of like The New Will and Grace, and you know, they go into like fucking the cafe and they see fucking Jerry, Elaine, George, and Kramer just fucking sitting at the booth next to him. Like, come on, dude, let's do that. Let's do that. Come on, Will and Grace.
Dude, people would lose their fucking minds if that shit happened.
And you know, you don't even have to like just have it as like a cameo, like a hot cameo. Like they walk by the table and you know you just see them real quick.
Like you just see them there. Like you don't have to have them interact.
Well, you know what? Or like they both.
Or you get maybe like a snazzy one-liner from Jerry or something, and that's it.
I have a great idea. So it's Monk's Cafe, right? That's what it's called, Monk's Cafe.
Yeah.
All right. So I picture Monk's Cafe being like a first come first serve type like place. So like whoever gets it first, you just like dash for a table.
Yeah.
You should have Will, Grace, Jack, and Karen come in at the same time as Jerry, Kramer, Elaine, and George, and they all like rush to the table. And the Will and Grace crew like beats them, and I don't know, like Jerry makes a sound like, "Well, I guess you beat me to the punch," and they like walk away, and that's it. Like they go sit somewhere else, and I'm like, "Whoa! Like how fucking cool would that be?"
Oh God!
Do it! Come on, NBC, call us, tweet us at Very Podcast. We got ideas, girl. We got ideas. And you know what?
Yeah.
How about you have like Jamie and Paul in the background too, like sitting at the booth next to them, like for some reason, and fucking I don't know, the single guy. Have the fucking single guy there too.
Deep dive.
In the must-see TV televisionic universe, the single guy, is he like the single guy like the Doctor Strange of that universe, like the lesser known one?
Yeah, probably.
What would Jamie and Paul be, like Ant-Man and the Wasp?
I want to rate okay, just because of the attention they get overall, yes.
All right, this is it. The big guns. So the Seinfeld cast, they're like the big guns. They're like Captain America, Iron Man, like the Incredible Hulk.
So Seinfeld and Friends are like your two big dogs. So you got your Captain America and your Iron Man.
Yeah, they're like the first Avengers movie crew. Mm-hmm. Ant-Man and the Wasp. That's like Ant-Man and the Wasp. That's like Paul and Jamie. Mm-hmm. You got the single guy. Single guy is Doctor Strange. And then the Caroline and the City crew is like the weird separated Guardians of the Galaxy type.
Oh my God. Yes. Yes.
They're beloved.
I need this as fan art. Oh my God.
You know what? I want like the Avengers Endgame poster, but with like the must-see TV crew. Someone out there is gonna create it for us.
Oh my God.
We commission it.
Oh my God. I need that. I need that as my new wallpaper.
All right, we'll work on it. We'll find somebody out there. Fragmented Dreams, the person who does our fan art for the Why Not One Bros. Can you draw this for us? All right, where are we in the episode?
Okay, so they leave to go to the Bastard. They go to Riff's. They're having brunch, and of course Ursula is messing stuff up because that's what Ursula does, which is why I don't understand they continually go to this restaurant.
You know what though?
And have her as a waitress.
I want to point something out. As a fellow cheese snob, Jamie is a cheese snob, and Jamie ordered mozzarella, right?
Yeah, and she got pepper jack.
She fucking noticed it.
There's a difference. There's a total difference between pepper jack and mozzarella.
I know, but Paul was like, "How did you fucking notice that?"
Paul must not have taste buds at this point if he can't tell the difference between mozzarella and pepper jack.
Because he was kind of giving shit to Jamie. He's like, "What do you mean you didn't fucking notice that?" Like, how can you tell the difference? How can you fucking tell the difference? And Jamie's like, dude, I know the difference between fucking pepper jack and mozzarella.
Like, come on, dude.
I mean, pepper jack is spicy. It's got fucking peppers in it, so.
Exactly. It's got some heat. Mozzarella does not have heat.
And I want to know what fucking Jamie ordered that, you could just, interchange fucking pepper jack and mozzarella like that.
Probably like a chicken sandwich or something.
Yeah, maybe a parm. Like a parm, maybe like a chicken parm.
Yeah.
But I don't know, would a chicken parm work with fucking pepper jack on it, though?
Kind of, but it's not going to be what you're expecting, what you're anticipating.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess you're right.
But yeah, so they go to pay the bill, and Paul pulls out his credit card, gives it to Ursula, and she comes back, and she's got it cut in two. And he's like, bitch, what the fuck?
All right, hold on.
And she's like, the voice on the phone told me to do it.
I just want to point something out. Fairly in 1994, when a credit card gets declined, you are instructed to fucking cut the card up.
Okay, so sometimes it'll be you have to call, I remember this from back in my early retail days, sometimes you might have to call the company, a number will come up.
Yeah, I remember that.
And they'll instruct you to do something.
I don't know. Maybe 1994 was different than 1999 when I started working retail.
Yeah.
Because in 1999, you would say, call the bank. But I would give the person a phone number to call. I would never call myself.
Yeah.
So I don't know if things were different in 1994.
Probably. Plus, this is Ursula.
That is true. She didn't understand.
Not the brightest bulb in the...
But hold on, though. I remember, didn't in Home Alone 2, though, didn't they have to, didn't fucking Tim Curry call up the bank?
Yes, Tim Curry had to call up the credit card company.
Yes, I don't know.
Because it came up as stolen.
Yeah. But...
and this is back when, you were kind of they were still doing that thing with the carbon paper and the number, and you do the swipe over the card like that. It wasn't always you actually ran it through a strip. The strip thing was just coming into play.
Oh, yeah. So this is this is the wild, wild west of the credit system.
Yeah. Actually, it's funny to me is my debit card still has raised numbers.
I remember, 2004 or 5-ish. I remember we had like a bad thunderstorm one day, and it knocked out power in the area. And I was like going to get gas one day, and the power had come back on, but the credit card network didn't reboot. So I fucking went into there was a sign on the pub. It said please go inside to pay, and I went in, and I was like, oh, the sign told me I had to come inside to pay if I had a debit card. And I handed him my card, and he fucking brought out this fucking heavy ass contraption, and he fucking it was the carbon thing, and he swiped it, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
I was like, I knew that existed, but I haven't seen one in my fucking adult life.
Yeah, when I managed the t-shirt shop, even though we had a card reader, we still had that thing there for backup if the power went out. And actually one day the power did go out.
So you actually,
but then you couldn't ring anything up because you didn't have the fucking register. Or if they my bosses went and did an event thing for this hockey tournament and sold shirts on the spot, they had that for that. Because it was right before the card readers for your phones were coming out.
So what you did is you made a copy of the card, and then you called up the card company to confirm that it would work?
I guess. I don't even know, because I was never the one who did that.
Because I would feel you could just buy a bunch of shit, and they're not going to check it live, and then you just have all the shit, and then it's
yeah.
My card got declined. Maybe it was a price thing. If you went to Circuit City, RIP, Circuit City, you bought a $600 television, they'd probably call up the company, but I don't know, I feel you're at a restaurant and you only spent $20, they probably would just do it later. It's not you're gonna fucking rob the bank at fucking Riffs. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah. Paul's card gets declined, and Jamie's fine, just use mine. So Jamie, pulls out her card, and she gives it to Ursula, and Ursula comes back and is like, oh yeah, this one was much easier to cut. And Jamie and Paul are like, WTF? What the hell is going on?
Paul has enough money to pay for the check. Mm-hmm. And they're like, all right, well, we'll go over to, I like to call it the cash machine. We're going to go to the cash machine.
Yeah, we're going to go to the cash machine with our cash card.
Yeah, the cash card. So they go there, and it's it looks like they're in a subway. It looks like they're underground. And there's this dude with a nice ass, I guess, that's getting money out in front of them. Yeah. And I guess Jamie's just checking him out, and Paul
Jamie's 100% checking him out, and I love it. I love it.
He's wearing stonewashed white those white jeans. Total they're not tight, but they're not baggy. They're a 90s tight. I guess because skinny jeans weren't a thing in the 90s, but
yeah, they're a good fit.
I don't know.
They're a good fit.
Regular fit, boot cut. I don't know. He has blonde hair. He looks like he could have been fucking Prince Adam from fucking He-Man. And Jamie's just staring at his ass, and fucking Paul makes a weird comment why don't you fucking just slide those pants down so you get a better look. And I was like, whoa. Right in,
I know, right?
The guy's within earshot, and he doesn't acknowledge them at all. He just walks away. And he's taking a long time too. He's it's an uncomfortable amount of time.
I feel cash machines back then were not as fast as they are now.
I mean,
they're not super fast now either, though, if you think about it.
And I don't know, some of them are kind of complicated, and I feel we're in the early years of cash machines, because sometimes I run into an old ass one somewhere, and I'm whoa, what is this? So there's a lot of buttons you gotta press. Sometimes you're not sure what button to press because the ink on the buttons have faded, and it wasn't touchscreen yet. It wasn't touchscreen technology yet, so wild times. And they're there for an uncomfortable amount of time. I guess the sign says First Ank of New York, the B is missing.
Yeah, because the B has been scraped off or something.
Yeah, they're there for so long that Paul's able to pick up on just all these things. When you're just waiting for a long time, you just start looking around the room and you just start noticing things. Mm-hmm. That's how long they were there for. So they found the hot dude finally leaves. Jamie gets one last glance at him. Paul just shakes his head no. He steps up to the machine. They go up together. Paul makes a fucking comment that English or Spanish. He's how do the people who speak Spanish, know it says Spanish, because it actually says Spanish and English, which I've always wondered that myself.
Nowadays I think they put English or Espanol.
But not 1994, girl. Not 1994. So.
No, not 1994.
It's making the normal noises, you hear the ATM sounds. And Paul's yes, our money's coming out. And then it says denied. They get denied again. And they're
yeah, you can hear the money being counted, and it's nope. You're not getting this, bitch.
Yeah. So the bank's open. I guess it's Saturday afternoon. It's probably like just before they're about to close or something.
It's like Saturday morning still, so the bank is probably open till like 1 or something.
Yeah. Unless it's like that, you know how like you would every now and then you have that bank that's open till like 4.
Yeah.
They're probably like one of those. So the bank's still open. They go in.
I just pretend banks aren't open on the weekend. It's easier because I'm never going to get to go when it's actually open.
That is true, girl. That is true. So they go in. They go to they don't go to the teller. They just go to like the office, like the manager's office.
Yeah, they go in and they like sit because they're like, our card got eaten by the machine. We need to talk to somebody about this.
Yeah. So
and they go in and they talk to this woman who is amazing.
all right.
I love her.
I want to just point out this is like the strangest like bank interaction I've ever seen, like on television. And it's almost like very realistic in a way too, where they go in and they're like, "What's your name?" And they're like, "Buchman," and they're like, "What's your first name?" And he's like, "Paul," and she's just like, "Oh my God, there's a lot of Paul Buchmans in the system. There's like 10,000," and she just like without any further interaction, he's like, "Oh, I know what the problem is. It says you're dead." And I'm just like, wait, hold on a second. How did you know? Like,
I think there's 10,000 Buchmans, 2 Pauls.
Oh, 2 Pauls. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I missed that part. Maybe I was just like laughing.
She's like, we're a very busy branch. Oh, I see the problem. You're dead.
You know what? This is why I got the impression that they were like just about to close. Because like, you know, I've worked at a bank before.
Yeah.
And I know when it's like your last like 20 minutes open, you just turn into a fucking cunt. Like, everyone that comes in, you're just fucking miserable with. And you're just snarky. You've had enough of people all day. You probably just got yelled at by like 11 people in a row. And then the Buchmans come in. They have this fucking complicated problem for the end of the day. She drops the knowledge that, you know, Paul's dead. Paul is dead. Just play that fucking Beatles song backwards. And Paul's like, all right, okay, you know, all right, now what? And she's like, you got to fill out a bunch of paperwork. I'm going to drop it off with the manager. And he's like, okay, like, how long is this going to take to get resolved? And she's like, well, you're not going to hear anything back till Monday.
Yeah, he's at his beach house with his companion.
Yeah, whoa. Fucking whoa.
They're very happy.
Yeah, well, there's just a lot of fucking sex going on, I guess, at the fucking...
There's a lot of, like, just great things that are amazing. But I love this episode so much.
Wasn't it Montauk? They were in Montauk?
Yeah, Montauk. I was like, I couldn't remember. I was like, it's not the Hamptons.
Yeah.
But it's
close. It's Long Island.
Yeah.
They're probably at their fucking... It's all right, so it's January. It's the winter. There's, you know, it's not the best place to go in the fucking middle of winter, but... I don't know, maybe there was
some... you want to get out of the city.
Yeah, I guess you want to get out of the city, go to your fucking sex dungeon.
Exactly.
Get all the fucking pressures of the work week out of the way.
You don't want to deal with all these... You're just sick of dealing with all these people who are apparently dead.
Yeah.
And just want their money from their bank account.
You got all these fucking wild bank problems. Because you know what?
Yeah.
I've worked at a bank before. It's the fucking worst profession ever. Fucking horrible. Never get into banking. You make decent money, but... you just gotta deal with fucking shitty people who don't know how to fucking manage their finances.
Dude, I can barely manage my finances as it is.
I was gonna say, as someone who's like pretty shitty with their finances, now I'm in charge of people's finances. You know what? And I'm not even in charge. I'm just in charge of like relaying that information.
Yeah.
And I used to just get yelled at like all the time. Like people are yelling at you because your fucking bank is overdrawn, or fucking your bank account is frozen because you didn't pay the IRS. And it's like, dude, I'm not the one who fucking didn't pay the IRS, girl. Like, you're the one who fucking... They're like, get your manager on the phone. I'm like, my manager's in Montauk right now having sex with his fucking mistress or mistra.
His companion.
That's a slang terms they had to use in 1994.
Yes.
Shout out to the 90s. 90s were a great time. All right.
Love it.
The Buchmans are fucking spent. They've had enough. They can't go fucking bath mat shopping. They have to fucking go back to their apartment.
Yeah.
They go back. They're defeated. They gotta wait till Monday. Jamie's sister shows up. They try to get money off her. Like they're trying to like scrounge up money.
Yeah, which is hilarious because she like owes them $600, and she's like, "You want to borrow money from me? How dare you?" Like she's really bitchy about it.
So we get this like weird like.
But that's just like Lisa in general.
Yeah. So we get this like fun scene. Actually, before Lisa gets there. Mm-hmm. They're like going through the couch cushions. They're like looking like they're like breaking fucking piggy banks. They have like 17 quarters they scrounged up. Mm-hmm. And Jamie's like, if we get like 2 more quarters, like one of us can go to the movies tonight.
No, she needs 17 more quarters to go to the movies.
Okay. And that's when like Lisa rolls in. She makes all those comments because she's Lisa. And meanwhile, like, Lisa's like, do you have any bacon? Like, I just need some fucking bacon. So Jamie starts going through her fucking wallet and she finds 2 tens and she's like, we need one of these tens because, I don't know, we need fucking money.
We have no cash.
Yeah, we're basically cash strapped till Monday once fucking the bank manager comes back from Montauk from his fucking sex-filled weekend. Lisa, like, doesn't give a fuck. Lisa's like, I don't care. She's like, this isn't my problem. This is not my problem. I just came over here for some fucking bacon and some feta cheese.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe use your TV to watch the U.S. Figure Skating Championship tonight. Who knows?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I just came over here to use all your stuff, eat all your food. Why the hell should I give you any money?
I heard Krista Yamaguchi was going to be on Primetime Live. Paul pulls out the paper. He's just, like, fascinated with this other Paul Buchman. It's just... very intrigued.
He's like obsessing.
It kind of reminds me, what it kind of reminds me of? Remember like 4 or 5 years ago when we started the podcast and I was just like enthralled with the other Kat Halstead, the dead Kat Halstead.
May she rest in peace.
Yeah, R.I.P. girl, R.I.P. So Paul's just obsessed with this and he's like, all right, I need to know what happened. So he pulls up the newspaper. He's like going through obituaries. He finds it. He's like an elderly man. He, lived a long life. But it doesn't say, like, how he died, and he just wants to know. He learns, I think he finds out, like, through the obituary that he liked to sail.
No, that's because he finds that out because they get the flowers delivered to the apartment.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Like, somebody delivers flowers for that Paul to their apartment, and it says, so long, old sailor.
Yes.
So Paul's just putting these little pieces together trying to get a picture of this other Paul Buchman.
And then, so Paul's like, oh, the service is there today. And Jamie's like, oh, okay. And he's like, we should go. So they go. They show up at the fucking funeral home. They get there. They're like the first ones there. And they do it under the ruse of, you know what, we're gonna go and we're just gonna say we're dropping off the flowers. It's like the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And they show up. And they bump into, like, the funeral home guy. The mortician? Is that what they're called?
Yeah, they find this funeral home guy who's just this funeral director, and he is...
creepy.
He's so happy.
This is the fucking weirdest funeral home director I've ever seen. Like, I watched, like, most of 6 Feet Under. Like, I thought, like, the Fishers were quirky. This guy was fucking quirky. So it's a closed casket.
Yeah.
And... they get there, and so Paul's like, oh, we just came here to drop off these flowers. And he comes over, and he's like, so you guys want to take a look? And Paul's like, what? He's like...
yeah. He's like, you want to see?
He's like, that's why people come here, to look. And Paul's like, I don't know. He's like, it's kind of weird. So they're about to look, and this other guy walks in. He's like a long-distance family member. And he gives Paul a big hug. And he's like, oh, my God, you must be like one of Gertrude's sons. And he's like, yeah, Gertrude. And he's like, this must be your wife,
Donna.
And Jamie's like, Donna. Oh, because there was a scene where they were signing
the guest book,
the book, and they weren't sure how to sign it because I guess Paul didn't want to put his real name because that would be weird.
You can't. Well, no, Jamie's like, you can't put Paul Buchman. Was at Paul Buchman's funeral, And, like, it's the first name in the book, too. Come on.
Yeah, so he's like...
just imagine that.
So Paul's like, what should I write? And Jamie's like, I don't know, Pete? And he's like, I don't know, I feel like I don't look like a Pete. And he's like, fine, put Leonard. And then he's like, all right, what should I put for you? And she's like, just put Mr. and Mrs. And he's like, I thought you hated that. And she's like, fine, just put Donna. Just put Donna. So...
God, I love that they, like, get into that little, like, banter over this stuff. Oh, I love it.
Jamie reintroduces herself as Donna to
this random dude who's like, you don't remember me.
Yeah, to the random Buchman.
And Paul's like, yeah, I don't.
So he assumes they're from Toronto. This must be like the family from Toronto. And so he's like, so how is Toronto? And Paul's like, it's nippy. It's nippy there. Call back to nippy.
I love that he got to call back to nippy.
And then it just gets like really weird. So it gets kind of like begins to get morbid. So Paul and Jamie start talking about like what would happen, if it was Paul, like what would happen if Paul passed away. And she's kind of like joking around and she's just talking. She's like, well, you know what? Like it wouldn't take long for me to move on. I'd find like a new like boy toy very quickly. And Paul begins thinking about that guy from the from the cash machine earlier in the day. He starts thinking about that guy. He's like, oh, you mean like Mr. like cute ass or whatever?
Yeah.
And Jamie's just like joking around about it. So then we hear this like weird little chiming noise, a little like flashback music kind of thing. And we get we get the craziest fucking like dream sequence now. It's fucking wild.
I love this. I fucking love this.
So
love it, love it, love it.
Paul begins to imagine that he is dead and he's like a ghost at his own funeral.
Yeah.
And he begins to, like in this fantasy sequence, Jamie shows up with the fucking, like the hot guy from the fucking cash machine earlier. And they're like practically like she's like moved on, like pretty much like moved on. And
well, to be fair, that kind of plays into that like conversation she had with Maggie before, because Maggie had brought over food because she saw the obituary.
Oh yeah.
Like Jamie fucked with her hardcore. She's like, oh yeah, ooh yay, eats. I got a date later.
Oh, we skipped to that. All right, yeah. So before they go to the funeral parlor, yeah. So the British lady Maggie like shows up at the door and she's like with like a little fucking dish. I don't know, and she's like, I heard about Paul, and she's fucking wrong with her, like, oh yeah, like, like he's like, oh, I'm here for you, even though like we never got along. She's like, it's all right, and she's like, do you want me to like stay the night with you? And she's like, no, I have a date. So Paul kind of like overheard the conversation, so he's just kind of like weird that he's beginning to think that Jamie can just very quickly move on now.
Yeah.
So he begins like fantasizing that Jamie has moved on. She shows up to his funeral with the hot guy, with the fucking bank guy. And they're practically like making out at the fucking funeral home. And they leave together. But before they leave... Hold
on, no.
All of a sudden...
Before all that, like, so Maggie's there. She checks to make sure Paul's dead before she gives Jamie a dish.
Oh, yeah.
The little, like, casserole or whatever. And then, like, Lisa's like, did he mention the $10 he owes me?
Oh, yeah.
And Jamie's like, here's the $10. And Lisa, like, taps on the casket. All right, awesome, thanks, bye. And then the guy shows up to take Jamie out, but before they can go, Paul stops her.
As the ghost.
It's like, wait, hold on. He kisses her. Like, oh my god, that kiss was hot.
Like, all right, so Jamie can now see Paul as a ghost. So, like, now they're interacting.
Yeah, they're like, and they're talking and stuff.
It gets really weird. And so they have this, like, conversation in which, like, Paul is basically just saying, hey, I'm dead. I guess you can, do what you need to do now because I'm dead. And
but I'm totally going to haunt you. And she's like, how are you going to haunt me? He's like, I don't know. I'm going to just do the stuff I did before.
But I'll just be a ghost.
Yeah.
Ghost Paul watches Jamie leave with the hot guy. And then all of a sudden, real Jamie, like, taps Paul on the shoulder. And it like, snaps him onto this, like, weird fantasy sequence. And she's like, all right, you ready to go? Like, you ready to go now? And Paul's like, yeah. I guess so. And they're about to leave. And Paul's kind of like curious. He's like, all right, I just kind of want to know like what happened. Like I just want to find out like how did the other Paul die? And we learn, all right, so earlier in the episode, there's this like big argument between Paul and Jamie. Like, why do they need a bath mat?
Yeah.
We don't need a bath mat. It's a bath mat serves no purpose.
Yeah.
And they learned that this gentleman, he was an able man. He wasn't sick or anything, but he did step out of his bath one morning, and he didn't have a bath mat, and he slipped and hit his head and died.
That's it. And Paul's like, okay, we're going to the bath store.
We're going to the bath store. And they like haul out. And we come back. Hold on. We come back. We're going to end the episode the same exact way that we started the episode. So now it comes back. It's like the credits, like closing credits. We see Paul checking the kitchen floor for the incline. And he's like, oh, I guess there is an incline here. Oh, yeah. You're right, Jamie. You're right.
Yeah.
And Jamie has her ear to the refrigerator. And she's like, but I still don't hear a humming noise. And Paul's like, how could you? It's more of like a grinding metal now. It's like, it's beyond a humming noise. And she's like, I don't hear it though. And Paul walks away. He's like, whatever. And Jamie, she looks at the camera. She breaks the fourth wall and she mouths, I hear a humming noise. Like, she doesn't say it. She like just mouths it to the camera and like winks.
Huge humming noise.
Huge humming noise. And she just walks away. It's fucking great.
Like the hand motions and everything. It's amazing.
I'm going to have to get out like a video of that because it's fucking great. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And that's Paul is dead. Paul is dead. Paul's brush with death. Yeah. His brush with death, just like Ty's brush with death on Clueless. We learned a lot about Paul. We learned a lot about Jamie. We learned We learned a lot about their relationship.
Yes.
And you know what?
And we learned that in the 90s, you always had to have cash around.
Yeah. They make a fun comment in one earlier in the episode that Paul says to Jamie when they're looking for money. He's like, I thought like we usually keep like an emergency 20.
Oh, yeah.
And Jamie's like, I spent the emergency 20. And he's like, on what? She's like, on carrots.
On fruit. No, it was on fruit. He's like, we had a fruit emergency. She's like, yeah, I didn't want to worry you.
All right. I want to bring something up. So, Paul going to a stranger's funeral. Very curious. Have you ever been to a stranger's funeral?
No.
I have by accident. I have accidentally gone to a stranger's funeral, and it's the wildest story ever. And it was amazing.
Oh, dear God.
You ready for it? You ready for the story?
I'm as ready as I can be.
All right, so this is probably like 2001. This was like maybe even 2002. Mm-hmm. I was coming home from class one day. I was probably like 19, 20 years old. Coming home from class. It was a winter morning. It was cold. I remember it was a cold-ass fucking morning. It was probably like January. It's like around 10, 11 in the morning. I was coming home from like my early class. I was at a stoplight or a stop sign. It was like a four-way intersection, like a four-way stop. And I didn't realize that there was a funeral line in front of me.
Yeah.
I was stopped and I was taking a left-hand turn, and going the other way opposite of me was the funeral line, and I didn't realize it was a funeral line.
Oh, dear God.
And there was a break in the traffic. Like it must have got separated. So, I saw the car stop, and I took a left-hand turn, and I'm following the cars, and I guess it was like a big funeral. Like it was like a local politician. So the police had like closed off a road, and I was like, that's weird. Like the street that I'm supposed to turn on is closed, and it was like temporary closed so they could like usher like all these cars in. And I had seen an officer with like a little like pointing away with his like big white gloves on. So I'm like, oh, they must be doing like road work. So I'm just following the cars in front of me.
Yeah.
And it's going down to like a street with a dead end. However, there was a cemetery in there, and I was like, oh, that's weird. They're having me like go through the cemetery because you can like get out the other way. Yeah. So I turned into the cemetery. And then all of a sudden, all the cars in front of me just stop. And I was like on the road, and I was like, "Whoa!" And then now the cars behind me stopped, and everyone just starts getting out. Everyone's getting out, and they're all dressed up. And it dawned on me. Oh, shit. I was like, "Oh shit!" I accidentally like pulled into like a funeral line. So I sat there for like a good like 3 minutes. I saw all these people get out and like walk away. Like no one even noticed me. They were just thinking about the dead politician. I'm in like, everyone's like dressed to the nines. I'm in like fucking like sweatpants and like a sweatshirt. Like, my hair's a mess because I just went to class. So it's probably high. I probably just smoked pot on the way home too. I'm like, well, I mean, a funeral's like a good like 30 minutes, so I might as well just fucking get out. I was like, I might as well just get out. So I got out of my car, walked over to the fucking like, there was like 100 people there. It was a big gathering. Got out, walked over, just sat there and just fucking, I don't know, kept my head down, looked down, made myself look sad, shook some hands, hugged a few strangers, introduced myself with a fake name. Oh my God. It was a beautiful service.
Oh my God.
It was a beautiful service. Fucking great service. So I was supposed to meet my friend for lunch right around this time. And this was like, cell phones were a thing at this point in time.
But not like a big thing.
Yeah. So I left my phone in the car. And my friend had called me like a bunch of times, like, where are you? Like, where the fuck are you? Like, we're supposed to meet at like 11:30 or something for like brunch or whatever. So I called him back like after the funeral service, and he's like, where are you? And I was like, crazy story. And he's like, what? I'm sorry, I'm late. Like, I had to go to a funeral. And he's like, what? He's like, yeah, I was just at a funeral. He's like, whose funeral? And I'm like, like Mr. Jones. And he's like, who? And I'm like, oh, I don't know, like the selectman who just fucking died like 3 days ago. He's like, why are you at that funeral? And I was like, I just accidentally got caught in like the funeral line. I couldn't get out of it. And I don't know, I just fucking went with it.
Oh my God.
Great time. So if you ever find yourself the opportunity of going to a stranger's funeral,
amazing.
It is life-changing because now you start questioning like your own life and everything. And you're like, well.
See, okay, this is going to sound terrible, but like I don't do funerals. Like I've only gone to like 2.
Yeah.
And that was like my mom and my grandma.
I think when you go to like a funeral of like someone that you know, it's different because you're sad, it's very upset, and you're hugging, you're crying. It's different, and you run into people you know. But when you're at like a stranger's funeral, It's a whole different fucking ballgame because you have no like emotional connection with this person.
Yeah.
So you're not sad, you're not upset. And you just begin thinking about life and death and all these weird, deep, dark thoughts begin entering your mind. It's strange. And I don't know, it must be what it's like to work at a funeral home. I don't know, like I want to like intern at one for some reason, just like spend the weekend.
You would end up having a house on Haunted Hill.
Oh, probably. Like I'd be at the wrong one.
Or a Hill House type thing. You'd end up like in some crazy situation and then you'd be like, Cat, this shit happened. I'd be like, what? No. Were you high, Patrick?
The funeral director was like a secret serial killer. And I survived him and I like solved the mystery. Great time. So I don't know, if you're ever driving through Colorado Springs one day, you're coming back from Dutch Brothers Coffee and you take an accidental left-hand turn into a funeral procession line, just fucking ride it out. That's all I gotta say, girl. Life is a highway.
Better hope I have my black sweater in the backseat.
I know. You know what? Fuck it. Whatever you're wearing. I went in fucking sweatpants and a fucking dirty ass fucking sweatshirt and a fucking like a winter hat and mittens.
They probably just thought you were like the relative who was just like so overcome with grief you couldn't get dressed.
Yeah, they thought I was like Travis from Clueless. Like I was like the stoner like grandson. The one they all fucking hated. Like, oh, God, fucking Travis. He didn't even have that Breckenmeyer, he didn't have time to fucking throw on his, like a good shirt and fucking pleated pants. Any last minute thoughts on Mad About You?
It's one of the greatest sitcoms and it doesn't get the respect it deserves.
Yep. And on a scale of 1 out of 5 cash cards, how many cash cards do you give this episode?
5.
Yeah, I'd give this one a 5 too. Shout out to Cash Cards.
Like, this is a great episode. It's so much fun.
It's not a monumental episode. There's no wild shenanigans. It's just kind of conversational. It's a situational comedy. It's like the true meaning of a sitcom.
Yes.
I'm excited about next week. I don't know about you, but we're entering a new string. We're going into a theme. We're entering a theme month.
Like, there's part of me that's just like, we gotta get this over with, because I feel like after Friday, I'm gonna be kind of like, over superheroes. Like, I'm starting to feel the superhero fatigue.
Yes, so, alright, the Avengers Endgame just dropped in the real world. In recorded world, it hasn't come out yet, but by the time this episode airs, spoilers galore.
It will be out and Kat will be like dead.
Want to do fake reaction to it? Want to do a fake reaction to it?
I can't. I don't even know what's coming. I'm like so, like, I'm ready, but I'm not ready, and I can't.
I can't believe Rocket Raccoon bit fucking Captain America and gave him rabies, and then he died from rabies. Oh my god. I can't believe that's the way they went.
Damn you, Bradley Cooper!
And then they had to cut Rocket Raccoon's head off, and they did confirm that he did in fact have rabies. Oh my god. And what was the thing? Like the theory is that Ant-Man's going to go up Thanos' ass and he's going to...
Ant-Man's going to go up Thanos' butt and, like, then expand.
He should just do that. I mean, it would kill him, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. All right. So, yeah. So, if that didn't give it away, we're doing Superhero Month. Yeah. It's a month of heroes, girl. A month of heroes. And no, we're not going to do the show Heroes. Sorry, fucking
no.
Peter Petrelli and
that's not happening.
Milo Ventimiglia. Who's that stud that you like?
No, what are we starting off with?
We're going to go back. We're going to go back in time, girl. We're going to go back to the 60s. And we're going to do kind of which ushered in the campy era of superheroes. We're going to go back to the days of Adam West and Burt Ward. We're going to do the OG Batman series.
Yes.
And I don't know, like, do you want to do like an early era where there was 2-parters, or do you want to do like the final season where there were just single episodes?
Let's do just a single episode.
Like one with Batgirl.
Yes.
All right, so we'll just do a late era show where the formula was like tiring, and
it was still awesome though. 4-year-old me loved Batman.
So I have the complete series. I own the complete series. I bought it on iTunes. It's like $30 or something. However, I can only do it in like small doses, because as soon as you get like 6 or 7 episodes in, like you have figured out the formula.
And you need a break, yeah.
The show does not stray from the formula whatsoever. So we'll get more into it next week. Mm-hmm. But beyond that, Batman Beyond that, we don't want to ruin it, but we get some surprises coming your way. We get some fucking major surprises. We have a big episode for 150th Spectacular.
Yes, because that's coming, guys. That is coming.
There's a rumor I don't know. Our boys are still working on it, our music department. There's a rumor that we might actually get the new theme song for 150. I don't know. Are the boys still in the lab? Are they still working in the lab right now?
I haven't seen them since last week, but I'm going to check in with them again.
All right, so if not...
They had a lot of shows this last weekend. It was 420, so they were performing all over town.
Yeah, they were on the road. They were driving all over the town. They were playing at fucking Dutch Brothers Coffee, doing an acoustic set.
No, they were like at the Vape Lounge and the Speakeasy or whatever, yeah.
All right, we should give them a shout out. What's their name? What's the name of their group?
Wicked Pimps.
The Wicked Pimps. So find them on YouTube. They have an Avengers rap.
Yes, there's an Avengers rap. You can find them on YouTube. I think it's wickedpimps.com. I'm gonna look that up. I honestly don't.
Do they have a Twitter?
They don't do Twitter.
Oh, you know what? Maybe we should manage their social medias.
Like, they're good.
I don't know, or not.
With like all their other stuff, they have Facebook, but they don't do Twitter.
All right, follow them on Facebook. Search for Wicked Pimps. It has a Z in it, right? Isn't it Pimps with a Z?
Yeah, it's Wicked, and the Pimps is Pimpz.
Yeah, so follow them, enjoy them, and stay tuned because they're gonna do our new theme song. It's gonna be fucking great. It's gonna be like a throwback to like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air theme song. It's gonna be fucking wild. We haven't even heard it yet. We know nothing about it.
We haven't heard it. I've heard nothing. I've been told they're working on it, and I'm just like, guys.
We gave them like a few notes of like what we wanted in it. And we're just gonna... It could be horrible. It could be amazing. I don't know. I can't wait. So where can you follow us, Kat Halstead, the author? Where can you follow their wild adventures?
You can follow us on Twitter at Very Podcast. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr at A Very Special Podcast. Do not accept imitations. VerySpecialPodcast.com. SaltyRockMedia.com. Google us on YouTube, yada yada yada, all that fun stuff. Podcoin.
Yeah, go to your favorite app store, download the Podcoin app, and use code Very Special to earn 300 Podcoins right off the bat. And what is a Podcoin? It's a hot new...
I don't know.
It's a hot new app that literally pays you to listen to podcasts, so you can listen to us fucking babble for hours, and you can redeem them for hot items like Amazon gift cards, so you can buy Mad About You on DVD, or Starbucks gift cards, so you can buy yourself a caramel macchiato, or you can even donate to charity. I just donated to feed some animals, so shout out to me. And download the app today and use code Very Special. And I probably have to cut out the swear from the ad that I just did.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll find out. We'll see. We'll see if they'll let that fly. But as always, girl. As always.
All right. Bye.
Watch the skies for dead Paul Buchman.